she gon' get it. And she everybody type, she too pretty. Everybody don't ask for my bitch. I like titty. Sorry, baby. I ain't trying to keep. I'm too busy. I'm like, why? Pause for me, baby. I didn't lead a conversation when he's chosen, man. Cause when I buy Louis V, my business. Watch it. I just got a thing for bad heart. You got whatever I say. That's a bomb.
Yo, man, so we back with another episode of Turfn Talks, the podcast. I'm Ronay, you got my boy Sausee over here, and we got another special guest. I thought it was I used to say the younger generation, but I can't say because he's kind of like mid-young generation. We got one of the more popular dancers out right now, my boy Sausee. He got the next viral dance going right now. What do you call that? What do you call it?
The Sausee step.
The Sausee step, man. I'm gonna show you guys some of that Sausee step down here in the video. But we start all the podcast off with this question first. I ask all the guests, right? And this is a general question. Like, what made you fall in love with dance? Not turf dance. We're not at turf dance yet. Just dance in general. What made you start dancing? When did you start dancing? Tell us your origin story when it comes to dance.
Well, my origin story come from my mom and my mom's side of the family because they from New Orleans. So, when I was born in Richmond. So we had moved down here, and my whole household was just always playing music, old school music. My brother used to dance a little bit. He used to be in this group called Mind Sync, where they used to do the pop and locking and stuff. So I used to watch that early on and watch like James Brown, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, all them, and I just tried to bust a move in front of my sisters and my mom and them. And then it just so happened I had more rhythm than everybody else. So it just made sense.
How did they used to react to you, like when you used to dance? Like, when your sisters and your mom, obviously your mom gonna be like, that's my baby. But your sister's like,
Your sisters might try to roast you.
I ain't gonna lie. It was the opposite. My sisters was encouraging that shit. Like, they was on some like, man, my brother raw. Like, yeah, this is my little brother. Like, they was encouraging me to dance. I was one of them kids where I would come to another kid's birthday party, and then they would get me to dance at the birthday party just cause you know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be that, or like, hey, this video on TV on my little brother can eat that shit. Man, go get him. Then come get me from upstairs and dance in front of everybody in the house.
So what you thought? You think we was just like born with it though? Like, just because some people have opposite stories. Like, I didn't know how to dance until I was like 12. I have a story of how I know to dance. I didn't come out naturally like a lot of people have been like, man, I've been dancing since I was like, oh.
I feel like it was a hidden gift that God wanted me to do, and then because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing when I was little. When I tried shit, I was just trying it. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that I was moving it just as good, so I say like, yeah, it was. I feel like I was born to kind of like do it.
That's dope. So, like, what around what age did you really just start tapping into it?
I say middle school, like my 7th grade to 8th grade year, and the only reason why because I met this boy in school named Alfred, and he's from the city. He used to dance himself.
Wait, what year are we talking about, and what school, to give some clarity?
I say because I'm a 94 baby, so shit. As far as the year, I can't even think on top of my head, but I smoke too much. But I say the school was Hercules High. Hercules Middle School, High School. It was like built together, so it was a middle school and a high school. I only went there because I got kicked out of 2 schools in Richmond in middle school. So my mom ended up moving us to Hercules. So when I got the origin started there for me when I wanted to like be tapped in with it, because I was only like the TV dancer kid, like whatever Chris Brown did, whatever, So when I got tapped in, with him, he already was in the streets a little bit. Like he knew about the like all the different styles of dancing, like regularly straight hip hop choreo. I didn't even know they called it just straight choreo hip hop at the time. It was the crumping. I didn't know crumping at the time. You know what I'm saying? I just knew Chris Brown was just, you feel me? But then he introduced me to the Turfn, and then he showed me what it was. He was the first person that showed me what Turfn was like, and from there, I didn't know I knew how to bone break already. I didn't know I knew how to like correlate touch and stuff. I didn't know I know how to like glide like extra good like that. I just seen him do it, and then I tapped in like let me try it, and then I just started going crazy with it, like going to school every day with it. Like kids used to like try to pick on me about it. I used to just still be fucking with it.
So you said since you said you was born in '94, bro, I'm trying to do the math. You're talking about like
you got to turn up your mic.
Oh, you're talking about like what 2007 or something like that, 2008 or something like that, right?
Yep.
So when it comes to turf dancing, right? So the dude Alfred put you on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who was your first like battle to where you started entering the turf dance scene? Not like when you're on your first battle, but the first battle you remember where this is the first time you battled that turf dancer.
My first time battling a turf dancer, period. Like my first time. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's Velo. I ain't gonna lie. It was Velo. And the reason why is because that he's my cousin. You feel me? So he was we both was into it at the same time. You feel me? Like liking it and shit, growing up in Richmond. And then it was just one day we was all at the mall at Hilltop Mall, the infamous Hilltop Mall, and you feel me? Big cousins pulling in them, and his brother Crane was all like, "Man, who are y'all niggas?" Like, you feel me? And then it was just like, I don't know, bro. Fuck it, we gonna have to battle right now. Right. And then it was it. They had to show them I knew how to do something. Like they knew, but
hold on, quick. Keep going, Renee.
So wait, so was this where was Velo's skill level at? If this was your first battle, because we just had Velo on a week before you, right before you, we just had Velo on.
His skill level,
was he like close to what he is now, or was he
still
starting too? So he was still starting too, like he was.
Yeah, okay. For sure.
So were you there on the story that he told? He told us a story about how him and Corn battled and had everybody outside. So were you there at that?
Yes,
you were.
I was there.
When Zeus comes back, we got to hear your version of this one. Because we had Corn and Velo on last week, and Velo was telling this story. It was hilarious. So when Zeus comes back, bro, you gotta tell it your part,
bro. That battle was funny as shit. That battle was funny, but I'm gonna say my part when he get back. But that battle was funny, and that battle actually did something to me too. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, like it actually showed me how much potential Velo have.
Yeah.
And it made me look at him like, that's my big cousin.
Yeah, Velo.
I mean, this nigga.
His story is a good story too. Like he shared a lot with us last week. You'll see when we gonna put his out, I think today. But even through him getting hit and all that, like his
like even
dance.
And I was around. I was there when that happened too.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. That shit happened down the street from my house. Literally down the street from your house.
Literally.
That's crazy. You were, how old were you? Do you remember around that time?
At that point, we was in like high school. With like me and Velo was like in high school. Velo was a couple years over me, so I say that probably like my sophomore year of high school, and Velo was probably going into being a senior,
right? Type
shit. So it was around that time. Yeah.
Were you inside when it happened? You know, or were you?
We was all in. We was all in there.
Yeah. Okay.
We was all in there. Cause our partner, one of my big brother's partner's party, and it was like he lived down the street from us, and we all went to everybody's schools were so close that we knew like everybody knew each other. You know, Richmond, and Richmond, Pinole, Hercules, all those are small cities, but we all in the same like county, so we all know each other. So my big brother, he had his friends that was like some of them graduated already. One of them or two of them was seniors, and they still was like throwing little parties and little stuff here and there. So they threw one, everybody slid, the wrong people came and they didn't want to let them in, and they started getting it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they started,
Tight.
Right. So I mean, so you was there. How did that feel? I know I don't want to. I know it's funny because since it's so early in the interview, but it's like we kind of rolled into it because we were talking about it. You know, you talking about Bello. So I know it was like being so young, something like that happened. You had to just be worried about like his safety, like right, like man.
I ain't gonna lie. At my age, I was stuck. I was numb because I didn't know. We all was trying to still get to cover and try to like get home, and I was trying to make sure my family or the people I was with like was cool enough so we could get back to the house like right there. Right. But the shit, when it came down to it, like we was just trying to make sure that he was good most of the time, like until like we got him to the point where we brought him down to the park down the street so he could get airlifted. But other than that, it was it.
My bad. I had left for a second. I had to do something. So we talking about the same story, right, with Velo?
Yeah, Velo's story. He was there. Okay. So I was like, oh, you got to get another perspective of it. So we were waiting for you to come back too, so he can give his perspective of when he said Velo battled Corn when he told us that story.
Oh, you was there when Velo battled Corn. Hey, Renee, you gotta turn your mic up a little.
But mind you, I'm little cousin. You feel me? I'm just
you young.
I'm young, so I'm like, I'm just there watching. You feel me? I'm not even knowing who Corn was until after the fact. Like, you know what I mean? So when I figured out who was who, I'm like, ooh, no wonder why Corn was trying to give Velo some work.
So at first you was like, man, who is this dude that's trying to battle Velo? You was on some like, man, my cousin about to get all in.
Territorial shit. I'm also this my cousin. Who is Brad? Like bro from the town trying to get on cuz. Hold on, bro. Like trying to serve me.
Niggas start air walking like, man, he lightweight got feet though.
Bruh. And then Velo started doing that, man. Velo, this one Velo was really into like his feet. Way more back then. So Velo was doing the like, you know how you go for, you know how you take the front part of your foot and then you go into it forward and your heel goes forward.
Yeah.
Like the ankle breaker. Velo was killing niggas with that shit.
D-Rail used to do that all the time.
Yeah. Velo was fucking niggas up with that one. I ain't gonna lie. It was, bruh. Velo was definitely a clean young nigga when it came down to like him and battling niggas. Like Velo always had that mentality. I don't give a fuck if you better than me. I'm gonna show that I got something over you. Like he always gonna show something.
So who would you say is who is being like your toughest competitor?
Who was my toughest competitor?
Yeah.
I don't even know, cause I can't really. I don't take none of the battles that I ever had as the toughest. What I take how I can say is my first battle ever, like going to like on a Get Wet platform ever. That probably was my toughest battle. Like, cause I'm coming out there on this first time. It's like around the time where like me, Nano, Peanut came out there, and Peanut had his debut. Nano had his little, you feel me? I went out there and I battled, and that was like my first time. You feel me? And I felt like it was a lot of pressure on me necessarily than everybody else watching me. Like I had more pressure on myself. You feel me? So, yep, it was my first time. I can't hear Rane.
Time to start roasting him. He ain't got no.
Oh, mamas. Because he can't say shit back.
Cooking and shit.
Cooking him hard.
Yeah, man, that's dope.
Can you hear me now, though? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. No, I was all right. So my question was this, bro. It's like let me close this. So when you battle after you battle Velo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming you started going battling more people and people. So who was your original like crew before you had a group? Who did you lab with, or did you just do this by yourself? Was you just in a house?
In the beginning, it was me. In the beginning, it was me in the house, but like kind of like trying to perfect my craft because at the time I was a very good bone breaker
Right.
back then. So it's like I was trying to perfect all this everything that comes with that and adding the full fledged the style turfing into it and putting my little mix into it. So I was kind of working on me, but who I was running with, I was running with people in my area like me, Nano, the Vallejo cats, left side. Feel me? They had the Pikachu's. They had shit. Yeah, like BTA. Shit. I was around Scorp early on too. GB. Like I was around a lot of them. So my first group, like my first group was a group that me and my boys made. It was called AIM. And then after that we start colliding with like the group KIA out of Vallejo.
You said it was called Abe or
yeah, it was called AIM, and then we can't we switched AIM to KIA, and that's when we had like the Fresh Magics, the Swifts, the the Pikachu's, and then shit. I was on the team. It was me, Nano, like, and then shit. Peanut was messing with us for a good amount of time, and then everybody just started coming out. We started coming out to San Francisco and Oakland and shit, trying to battle and see what's up.
That's dope.
But that was like my way of like getting in it from my area, like
right.
type.
Is it anybody that you want to battle? Like that you?
There's a couple.
Yeah, like
Just a couple. The people I'm gonna name that's on my hit list already know they on my hit list.
Yeah, respect.
So they know what's up. I want the Shockers. I already battled him and damn near beat him, but you know, shit be debatable. But I know I beat him. But we're gonna go back. We're gonna run that back. I want the Shockers. I want the Skeeters.
Shocker, Skeeter, you got some. That's okay.
I want the Velo. Velo's gonna happen.
Hey, I told yeah, man. Hey, you seen my?
Don't happen.
I said, hey, yeah.
I seen it, and I rebelled.
So was you hurt? Was you really hurt? I heard something like you had gone
the car accident.
Yeah, and then so my question to you is like, why'd you even battle, bro? I would have not battled.
I wasn't even.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why he battled. Look, Velo. I was there.
Tell him.
Velo said, he said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna keep it solid. Either you battle me right now, or you ain't gonna battle me. I ain't gonna give you the shot to battle me."
That's kind of
that's kind of fucked up, right? And look, what made it cold? He did it while his daughter was in the building, my auntie in the building, my cousin in the building. Everybody was in there, and they looking at me like, "You might as well just give him a round, bro." Like, I'm like, no.
Hey, because at certain points in that video, it looked like you was hurt. Yeah. Like you was hurting. Like,
I was hurt, bro.
Certain points, you could tell it was like,
shit.
I was hurt, bro.
Hey, Renee, that nigga said, when I came down.
Bro, you still did some ground moves and shit. I was like, this man wild. But all right. Bro, look, I know keep it solid. Was you at the house? Was you like in ice and shit? Was it painful? Like the next day?
The next day? Yeah. I was fucked up. I didn't even step out for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. My teammates really, bro. My teammates really got at me so cold after that. Like they literally group chat, FaceTime, like, but you gotta be the most stupidest. Don't ever do that shit again.
Yeah, because you could have really hurt yourself, bro. You literally just got in a car accident.
For real.
Right. Really so I ain't gonna lie, I took that L. I was like, yep, fuck it. Let me just get back right. Let me just not play, not doing that.
I've just been like, bro, you got it. Nah, that's a lie. Knowing me, I probably would have did.
You would have went. Yeah.
Nah, I definitely went because I want. I went because I want that. I want that. I want that. I need that.
Oh, you want it, so that's why part of the reason. So you said Shaka,
Mm-hmm.
Skeeter, Velo, anybody else?
Nah.
Like that's just,
Nah, nobody else. I ain't gonna lie, nobody else. Cause I feel like what it is with me is I'm everybody. I'm one of the people where I think everybody will look at as so much as the bottom of these names, where it's like I'll be in conversation, but they still be like, I don't know. Let me underdog him a little bit more because I don't know. So every time I come and I do some shit, I have them like, oh, all right, and then next thing you know, you're like, I don't know, because Velo just did. I don't know, because this nigga Skeeter just did. I don't know, because Shaka just did. I don't know if he in conversation like that. He need to do a little bit more. So what I got told is, you just got to take out the niggas that they put you in conversation with. Yeah.
So do you think those are the best the three people you name? Do you think those are like the best turf dancers?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they for sure, definitely in that bracket of the best turf dancers. I can't leave certain other people out of it though. It's a couple more for sure, other than those names, but for sure. Like
that's why you need them three, because you
yeah. But it's like this. This is how I look at it. For as hard as I work, I'm guilty by association to kind of like, like it gotta be that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like as much as I do to stay in conversation or be in conversation or do anything like that because of my work ethic and how hard or what I believe in, it makes the conversation like, okay, we got bruh, he killing it in this, he doing that, and then when he do battle, he do be fucking niggas over. And then it's like, okay, he taking out beginner niggas that's in the middle of shit. Then he taking out niggas that's like damn near legends. What we doing? Yeah. So it's like, all right, cuz let's just get him in the space to fuck with a nigga that we really think that's the niggas. You feel me? And it's just so happened to be my cousin Velo, one of them. It just so happened to be Skeeter. Skeeter is like, to everybody, he's like the turf Jesus right now. Like everybody love him. So it's like, it's that.
Jesus shit around, man.
There's that turf Jesus is wild.
Around, man.
I'm just saying, like, I ain't gonna lie, the way
from the other day at the museum when they said it on the mic.
Yeah.
You said what?
No, the other day on the mic when they no disrespect to Blood, but when they introduced Dav, they was like, yeah, man, he like the turf Jesus. I was like,
bruh, I heard that shit too.
Yeah, I know you did. That's what it probably clicked in your mind to say that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did.
That's crazy. But yeah,
that's what I got it from.
That turf Jesus is diabolical. Pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended, but it's like he's everybody's like favorite right now when it comes down to like we looking at turfing. If we want to look at turfing, it's like niggas is gonna name like Skeeter for sure. Niggas gonna name the Velos for sure. Niggas gonna name the Shakas. Then I might come in conversation.
Most lists, they on the top of most people.
You feel me? Or I might come in a conversation because it's like a lot of people have different opinions and different minds. So they might think like, oh, this nigga is. You feel me? It's outside people that don't probably know everybody that turfs, and then haven't seen everybody, or they probably seen a couple niggas. And then they still might think, oh yeah, but he really killing, he really going.
Honestly, let me ask you this, bro.
You gotta turn
you think you underrated?
Pause, Renee. Your mic is low. It sound muffled.
No,
no, Renee's.
Okay.
Do you think? Can you hear me? Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
All right. Do you think you're underrated, bro? With all this being said about the top, who we think is on top and all that.
For sure.
You underrated, bro?
For sure.
You think? So when you came out, do you think it's timing? Because I thought you were newer. Remember, we had this conversation. Or I hit you before on the internet, and then you was like, you came out in like what 2000 and was it like 12 or something?
Like 11, 12ish.
11, 12, yeah. So I want to know, like, in that time span, like, tell me what was going on in your time span, because for me it just seemed like out of nowhere you start blowing up.
Like I'm like I ain't gonna lie. I think a lot. I heard this term from people like me. A lot of people think that I was an industry plant in Turfn. Like I just jumped out of nowhere. Like, but then when you jump into space, when you jump in these spaces or you jump in these lives, and then they be like, or who is this, or where Aussie's at, or woo woo. You got the certain niggas that been around at that time and be like, nah, Aussie came out. He was around this time. He came out at this time. He was around before Skeeter was around. He was around before Shaka came from Atlanta. He was around before woo. Even Ice Cold said like, no, he been around. Scoot see me when I was like a young nigga coming to the battles. It was at one point I was coming to the battles and just observing and learning how to battle inside everything. I knew everybody, joints, all of them. I knew retro. I knew everybody going around. So I just was around the space. But then when me around 2011, 2012, it's like that was around, like I said, the time that me and KIA were fucking with it, and then we ended up coming out there to battle. Now, mind you, we was always going to like the Apollo House battles out here in Vallejo. You know what I'm saying? And all this shit out here. But we started coming out there. And then my first battle ended up being Fracture. And it was like, that was GX days. That was like around those times. So it's like, I was around. I was coming to the certain labs and fucking with niggas and doing all that. That's why I had went off and went to college and I came back. And then when I started jumping around and kind of being around there, I'll be around the turf shit, but I wasn't dancing. I wasn't turf dancing. I was still, just working. Taking care of myself. And then boom, it's everybody that knew me, the Strobes, the Crow, the G's, and Phil and Lavish and all them. They all like, bro, why you ain't dancing, bro? Why you ain't dancing no more, bro? Why you ain't doing this no more? And I'm like, well, fuck it, why not? Like I know how to do it. Why not? I know what I'm doing. Why not? I'm sitting there been labbing for years without being in the game fully fledged, like I needed, like I should have been a long time ago, because I only got like a couple battles that I came out to get wet shit. I don't even got that much. You feel me? So me doing that, I'm like, well, shit, I didn't sit down for so many years and perfected me how to fuck with it, how to do it, all this stuff that I didn't, because I was a bone breaker, tutter type person first. And then I learned how to actually like fuck with it after the years of me just sitting back and really studying Turfn like I was supposed to all the way, instead of just liking them, like, oh, I'm finna do it because I see these niggas doing it. Nah, I had sat down and I really studied it and was like, okay, this is the origins of it. This is how they really move. This is what's going on. So when I got to that point, I'm like, I can do this. I can come back and do this, and I'm gonna have somewhat respect, because niggas know what time I did come from. Like I remember watching y'all when I was little. I remember watching Zeus. Like I used to watch Zeus Zeus beat niggas all the time when I was young. I was around.
It's crazy to be one of them niggas who was lashing niggas and then to get lashed. Niggas lose, but to get I didn't get lashed. I lost. But then it's just funny to like look up and be like, God damn, like everybody got their era though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody. So
that is
when
true.
we talk about who the best are, like even when Renee was like, man, who the best right now? And the fact that he said right now is kind of like, right now, like it's just that person's time. Like, Renee had his time in the sun. I had my time in the sun.
Yeah.
It's y'all moment right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's with a little bit of labbing, a little bit of labbing. Any one of us, like we can lab and like really like hone in on it and then come anew and be on some other. But right now it's like, different life shit come up. Niggas ain't really like that. You know what I mean? But it's y'all time right now. And y'all have way more access to access to stuff.
Oh yeah. Like, way more access.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Hey, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this, since it's recorded. I want to just take the time to appreciate what y'all did for people like us and me. because I don't think a lot of people I don't think a lot of like Turfers really sit back and really like give flowers like they need to because of the egos and stuff. But I gotta give it to y'all because y'all didn't have none of some of the accesses we got now, but y'all did the hardest part. Y'all did the hardest part. Y'all did the part where y'all had to do the dirty and groundwork to get there. Well, it's kind of like social media. Like I could just get on here and then go viral real quick. You feel me?
Just bam, go viral and be.
You had to back then. You had to be known from word of mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Word of mouth. That's mouth. What. And niggas like me wanted to be known word of mouth before.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Cause I lived best of both worlds. Like I was in the years of where the internet and Instagram and all that shit was not there. It wasn't really there yet. We had probably the Facebooks, not even the Facebook, the MySpaces. We had the MySpaces, but it wasn't that serious. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like we wasn't on it. We was still outside riding bikes, shooting, going to play basketball, doorbell ditch. We was still outside. Like we were going outside. You gotta know people. I knew some of y'all word of mouth without really no internet involved. I just knew. Like if I stayed around, okay, I know this is Zeus. I know this is Tro. I know this Scoop. I walked up on Scoop, like, bruh, like, what's up, man? He looking at me like, what's up, little bruh? What's your name? Like, you feel me? I'm knowing word of mouth who people is from that time. And then I grew up in a time where it's like, boom, now we got the Instagrams. Now we got all this stuff. I grew into all of that. So now I know how it feels to be the person that, I wasn't I didn't do enough work to be talked about at that time. So, but I see these individuals that was working so hard to be talked about. And now that I see how they did it, I kind of like finesse. I kind of took and finesse y'all work ethic and put it with mine. With the internet was going now.
You know what's crazy?
That's why I be in the spaces and be in people's faces like that because I learned at a young age. I was studying y'all and I was studying how the market was and I studied how to market myself. And I knew like, if they did it this way, now that we got the Instagrams and internet, I can do it this way and then build off and kind of like do the same business that they was doing. You feel me? So I give it to y'all. I give y'all flowers because I ain't gonna lie. A lot of us wouldn't get half the opportunities if it wasn't for y'all breaking the door in. Y'all broke the door in early.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that early. This is 3 different generations though, right? Like
literally
right here. So this
if we look at 1, 2, 3.
Giving us our flowers, I give my flowers to Renee. Right? Because my OG, you know what I'm saying? So